It's time to sling into action and paint this miniature. This is Spider-Man from Marvel Zombies, a Zombicide game, who's primed in a matte black air primer from the Army Painter. And we're going to be painting this with some Army Painter war paints today, and we're starting off with deep blue. Now this is a color I don't use very often, and I should, especially when it's primed in black. Look at that beautiful blue color, and I'm sticking to the artwork. I'm making it a little bit darker than the artwork actually, because this is Marvel Zombies. It is a darker universe of the Marvel universe here, and I just need to follow that scheme that I've been doing pretty much throughout these miniatures. This was another great miniature to paint. Awesome details again, like they just brought it. I can't even, there's not even a word other than it. They brought it so much in this game. I so hope I can get my hands on the Kickstarter exclusives later on when the store gets the second wave, because this is going to be super amazing to paint later on as well. I know most of you have just one wave shipping, so you're only gonna get your games later on, but my paintings are here for you guys. They're here to stay, and please hit this like button, subscribe to the channel, so that if you get the game one day, you'll be able to come back, take a look at these videos, and say, wow, this guy does a good job. And I hope I am doing a good job for you guys. Comment down below any kind of questions or comments you have on the hobby, on my miniatures, on board games, anything like that. You can also join my Discord. The link is in the description. Originally it was just for members, but there is a section for members in the Discord, so just be wary of that. However, the rest of it is open to you guys. You can come and join, talk about your miniatures. You can post your pictures that you're afraid of posting online because you think you're going to be judged for them. It is a safe space for you guys. You can come and have some fun, talk about board games, even movies if you want. I love movies, video games. I'm into all sorts of cool stuff. You can ask me about my video editing techniques or what I do. I mean, these are simple videos for me. It's little things like this that keep the joy in life going, and I hope you guys enjoy. So now we're doing some pure red on Spider-Man right now, if you noticed there, and doing his gloves, the rest of his suit. This looks like, I'm not sure what suit. This doesn't look like the nano suit or anything like that. It doesn't seem like that. It's not a very shiny suit, so I don't think it's that one. I think it's just a very cool comic book one. And of course, when I'm doing the red here, I do not want to touch that little spider symbol on the front of his chest nor on his back, because that's going to stay black. You might not see it too much. You know, the wash I did, I do have to say right now, and I'm putting this in advance, is that I may have put a little too dark of a wash on it, or it's just my wash is getting old and it's getting a little dark, but it kind of darkened down that deep blue a little too much. I could have put a blue wash and then a red wash on top of their respective colors, but you know, you try stuff and whatever, but it still looks and ends up looking really cool in the end. So don't judge me on that, alright guys? You can judge me on everything you want. I don't care. This is social media, man. Go nuts. You can be negative if you want. Go ahead, put your negative comments down below, and I'll just hit that like button anyways, because I like to hear from people. Now we're using some tan flesh. I know it's weird using a flesh color on bricks, but because of the wash later on, it really gives a brick looking look. A brick feel. Almost, yeah, it looks like a brick. It just looks awesome. And I find that in the artwork it was like a reddish brown, so this is like a sort of light brown, like a beige, and I think with the wash it does a great job with it later on. Some underdark gray now, and I'm just like slightly dry brushing. This is Army Painter's little dry brush, a very small one, just for good old nooks and crannies here, these kind of areas here. And if you get a little bit thicker on there, it's not a big deal. It just makes it a little bit more like as if there's shadow and light hitting there. And again, like at first, I was actually going to do a zenithal highlight on Spider-Man and then use some contrast paints. I'm like, you know what? I don't use enough acrylic paints. Like, I don't use the war paints enough. I have tons of those. Yeah, speed paints are great, and you want to use them to go faster in your miniature painting. You want to get these guys to the table. But as you can see, these videos aren't very long. Now, I sped these up 4 times, okay? So whatever this video length is, do that 4 times, and that's about the time it took me to paint this miniature. Now, that's recording time as well, because like there's all the planning. Which paints am I going to use? There's cleaning your brush in between. There's getting your paint on the wet palette and all stuff like that. So there's a little bit extra time, of course, but I'm talking about actual painting the miniature. So if this video, let's say, is 8 minutes, well, that means it's 32 minutes. It took me a half an hour to paint this miniature. Well, if I was able to do more than one miniature a day, I could pump out the whole probably Marvel United box in a whole day. I mean, that might be a bit much. I also have, you know, family life and stuff and other social activities and other life things, but, you know, I'm just saying, if you got nothing else to do on a rainy day or something like that, or a big snowstorm or whatever, and you enjoy and you paint your miniatures, and that's what the fun is. And the bleached skull there, the color I just used, that was just for the webs and his eyes there. And we're using some commando green for the sign. I always noticed that a lot of street signs have like a green background on them, and then the lettering is in white. And I forgot that the white was supposed to go on the letter, so I'm gonna dry brush it on top of that eventually, and just do like the quick little one way there, so you can see it a little bit more. It's a bit whiter now than green, but the green is still there in the background. I just use some white just over the sign there to get the name popping out a little bit more. Now using night scales, and this one always throws me off because I know it's this kind of like darkish blue metallic color. Well, I think it's like a blue, or like I don't know what it is, but the bottle shows almost like a brown. It's kind of weird. I don't understand what they were going for there. And here I'm using soft tone on the base, so this is one of the washes I'm using, and you can see it blends in really well, and it makes those bricks look really cool. And now I'm using the dark tone wash on top of all of Spider-Man, getting in everything, and it really actually emphasizes the dark areas that when I was painting red, I tried to keep some of that black undertone there, like that primer there showing, just to make sure that it was awesome looking. And the gloss varnish, now we're just going to make those webs shine a little bit more, and I accidentally painted some night scales on top of the webs. I repainted those and fixed those, doing also his eyes there. Anyways, there you have it, folks. Spider-Man from Marvel Zombies is painted and ready for the table and take on those zombie heroes. I wonder if he'll be able to take down the Hulk. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, or you want to talk about miniatures, go ahead and comment down below. Tell me what paints you would have used, if you would do Zenithal Highlight or anything like that. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all in the next one.